Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. And today's video is going to be a very vulnerable video. I'm coming to you with my testimony. I love that it's still daylight savings. This story, or my journey, I guess you could say, is to inspire. It is not to shame or anything. This is just what has been for me. If you want to know how this testimony goes, then please don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and just keep on watching. I've wanted to do this video for a very long time. It's gonna be how I started and how I got to where I am in life with my weight. So here goes. When I was roughly around 14, 15 years old, I think I was 15 or 16 is when I got my period. So I was later in life. So right off the bat, that's what happened. And of course, hormonally, all the things, you know, you go through like weight gain and, you know, your body's like readjusting. It's kind of like a new situation. So basically how do I say this? Is when I was 16, I danced in the Chilean folklore group. And that group, I'm wearing a toque today because your girl's hair is like really ugly. So anyways, we sweated a lot today. So I was on diets until about 16. I did my first diet with my mom because my mom wanted to lose weight. And so she was like, hey, do you want to do a diet with me? And I remember this diet, and it still scars me till this day, or traumatizes me till this day, is that I remember in the morning, all I could eat was tea and an apple. I remember eating that and I was like, I am starving. Like, this is not good. Again, fast forward to, you know, I lost a whole bunch of weight at 16, 17, 18, and I looked great. And then I do it for a month and then I would gain all the weight back, like, and more. So then when I was 18, you know, you go to the club, you're working out, you're kind of learning, you're going to the gym, you're eating relatively okay, but you're partying, but you're also working out. So you're kind of trying to balance like the whole like eating situation, if that makes sense. I was dating someone, it was very serious. And I started birth control because I knew that, you know, it was going to happen, me and him. So V-card, bye. I had gained a lot. And then it's like, you're still trying to figure out like, okay, do I be on diets, all the things. So anyways, so then I had been put on diets, and then I remember, oh, it's going to crush me. It's going to crush me. I remember trying out for a soccer team, and I got cut because of this diet of eating an apple in the morning. Like, I should have eaten eggs and toast. Like, I should have fueled my body. And I really go back and I really wish, no harm to my mom, but I actually should, I kind of blame myself, but also like my mom, I really wish my mom didn't just follow a book. Like, we went to a nutritionist. I really do wish we had like more knowledge and more effort into our meals. So this isn't like to like bash or anything, but you know, like, my mom worked very hard. So after that relationship, after it was over, I had met my then like now ex-husband, but my boyfriend and the husband at the time. And that was around 22, 23. I remember my mom was working late nights, and I didn't know how to eat. And when I say I didn't know how to eat, I just didn't know, not that I didn't know how to cook anything, but I just didn't know, like, going to the grocery store, that like broccoli was good for you. I didn't know. I knew that like potato, like in moderation, but all I ate was like pasta and salad. Like, you know, when I wanted to carb up and fuel for the next day when I had a game or whatever, but I just, you know, and I was drinking like Gatorade and stuff like that at the gym. I just didn't know like protein powder. I didn't know anything. And I'm not trying to be like, oh, I didn't know. Like, I just didn't know. Like, back then, what we know now, there's so much information out there. And back then you didn't have that information. So as I said, I had met my ex. And so my mom, of course, she's a divorced mom. She worked part-time. So I was left alone at home, and I didn't really have like supper made for me. I didn't know what to eat. I didn't know, like, again, grocery shopping. Like, you're just kind of starting in the workforce. You're making money, but it's like not a lot. You're paying for your car, you're paying for your phone. So then my ex would invite me over to his house, and that's how I met my ex mother-in-law. and or my mother-in-law, whatever, and she actually taught me how to cook. And oh, it's gonna get me emotional. And I remember her like, because again, I used to drink pop, and I used to drink pop again with the club and all the stuff. And with drinking pop, they didn't. And I was kind of blown away. I was like, oh, because they were like, I was like, oh, do you guys have Sprite? And they're like, oh, we don't drink that. And I was like, oh. And they're like, we can get some for you. And I was like, no, that's okay. Like, I just was like, oh my God, I felt so like, not uncomfortable at the time, but I just felt like, oh, dang, so Sprite is not good for you or whatever. Like, I had no idea. But after, when I started dating him and stuff, going to his family for meals, like, she made this like sweet potato casserole, and it was like delicious. I could not get enough of it. And I was like, how do you make this? Like, what is this? And like, she had a whole tray of like broccoli, cauliflower, and carrots, drizzled, tasted amazing. And I remember like having like chicken, like, it was just like every day was such a meal, and it was such a nice conversation to have, like a family dinner. Oh my gosh, this is like crazy. So anyways, it was really, really nice to know that, you know, families do exist like that. And so I didn't think I'd get this emotional. And then that's when she had talked to me about making food. And then of course we talked about the gym, and she's like, where do you go? Oh my God, I don't know why I'm crying. So basically, you know, she had talked about CrossFit, and CrossFit was like, she loved it. It made her, it was like exciting. It was like every day was different. They tell you what to do. And I was like, oh my gosh. And it was like, I was like, oh my God, I need to try this out. And she's like, oh my God, you should like come with my son or whatever, and you guys should try it out. And we did, and we like actually loved it. I fell in love with it. And I think I got into a culture because I was like at a conventional gym that, again, I just didn't know how to eat. So as she had taught me how to eat, or what you should be eating, like, you know, what it looks like, I was like, okay. And, you know, when you join CrossFit, you know, you're doing these strenuous workouts. You know, I know they're quick and some can be really long, but at the end of the day, I still felt that nobody told me or how to eat the food. So with that being said, I was in great shape. But when it came down to asking people, so how are you eating? Like, what are you eating in the morning? What's your snack? Like, I didn't know how to eat. Nobody could answer this question. Nobody could give me like a template. Nobody could give me something that said, this is what you should be eating for your body type, for your weight, for your age, for your everything, anything. Nobody knew. They were like, we don't know. Just eat paleo, or eat the South Beach diet, or eat this Atkins. Like, there was so many diets out there that was like, oh, just do that. And I was like, but I really want someone to tell me how to eat, or like what I should be eating, because I feel like I'm not seeing a definition, or I'm getting stronger, but I'm still like, you know, it's just a lot of things. I had my first daughter, and I still continued CrossFit. And then I went back to CrossFit, and then it was like I got pregnant with my second daughter. And after that, again, my weight. So when I got married in 2011, I was 100 and I feel like how I am now. I think it was 175 pounds or 74, something like that. And so when I had my first daughter, I had gained a lot of weight. I had gained roughly, I mean, through the years, because again, with CrossFit, lifting weights, eating a lot of food, like I didn't know how to proportionate my food. So with having the first daughter, I think I gained up, I think it was 230 or 225. And then I lost it pretty quickly. I think I lost 30 pounds. I think it was 200 pounds, just below 199. Like, I don't really remember. And then I had my second child, and I gained 230, so 5 more pounds. But she was a lot bigger. The recovery was so hard. It was so, when I think back of it, like, I was in so much pain. Oh my God, why is this such a crying video? I can't believe it. Oh my gosh. Anyways, okay. So that was really difficult. And so you're having 2 kids, newborn, you know, all the things. So anyways, so after that, you know, it was like when did I have her? 2017. And then after a year, I was like, you know what? I don't want to do CrossFit. I have a lot of knee injuries, and I played soccer too, which is so crazy that I kept up with soccer, because it was like, you know, I knew I wasn't running as fast. I know in my heart when I run fast, I feel good. And so when I got back to soccer, I knew that I couldn't run. It was so embarrassing. I couldn't lose the weight with the second child. I ended up being 220. So I only lost 10 pounds. That was really, really hard. I'm gonna be like really emotional here. It's really bad. I didn't expect that. You know, online, being like a blogger, influencer, the comparison game was very hard for me. I really didn't love myself. I really hated myself within. I really didn't like who I saw in the mirror. Oh my God. I cry because I'm not that person anymore, but I know how sad she was looking back at her. Oh my gosh. How broken she was. You know, she just needed, you know, weight loss help. She needed self-esteem help. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. So anyways, this is my testimony. I went to Orange Theory Fitness, and there was a couple challenges there. So I ended up losing some weight. Again, not knowing how to eat still. Nobody knew how to do anything. I didn't know until, again, social media is such a funny thing. So in the year of 2020, you know, again, I was doing the gym, I was doing that. Like I just didn't know, you know, you try all these classes, like, you know, spin and all this stuff, but I just was missing something. Again, I tried to go back to CrossFit, a different gym, and that still, I was too large. Like I thought, you know, again, that this other gym would help me, you know, with food, and nobody did. Nobody can tell you exactly like macronutrients, like exactly like you need to eat 400 grams of this or 200 or whatever, like you know what I mean? Like, and so after in 2020, when all the gyms closed, we couldn't do anything because of, you know, the C word. That was like very hard. So I was like, dang, I can't really work out. So then of course you're trying to do workouts at home, and it's really hard. And, you know, in quarantine, there was people that you kind of network and follow, and she was offering workouts, you know, in the morning, and it's Natalie Lopes. And I did those workouts every morning, and I actually loved them. I put my headphones in so I could hear the phone. And I just put like my little stand there, and I just like did what she did. And that moment I felt so good. And so she was part of a company called GFit. And so I was like, okay. So in June of 2020, I reached out to this amazing girl named Brittany, and I was like, she's a mom of 4, she's a single mom of 4. She does this, and she works at Canada Post. And I was like, okay, like if she can look amazing, and same with like Natalie, they like all look amazing, and they both have kids. Like I have 2 kids. I was like, I need to do this. And then my whole world crumbled when my ex, you know, me and him separated, or he left. That's another story. So, but I had started for a week. I feel like it is such a blessing. I feel like it was such a blessing that I sought out Brittany, and I did this for a week, and then my separation and all that stuff happened, that I was able to continue the meal plan. I was able to continue working out. I had a few weeks off from work. Again, it was another blessing that, you know, I didn't think my boss would let me at the time, because she was very not great. She allowed me the time off. I got, you know, a doctor's note. I saw it on my doctor, and she was amazing. And so every day I would, you know, I would cook and clean, and it was that moment when I was talking to Brittany, and we had talked about, you know, like what my goals were. And, you know, I just said, like, I'm done being overweight. I hate myself. I want to be in the best shape of my life. I'm done having kids. I I want to look my best. Like enough pity party. It was like I woke up one day and I was like, I'm done. And then my ex, you know, whatever. And then it was like, okay, I'm on my own now, and I need to buck up, and I need to make this, you know, with God, and God's gonna help me get through this whole situation and look my best. And I stuck with it. And it was like finally seeing somebody who knew what I wanted, what I needed, how I needed it, was like a huge blessing. It was like I had been looking for that for so long. And I know that this lifestyle, or however you want to say it, it's not going to, I'm not going to be weighing and measuring my food forever, okay? I'm not going to be 80 years old and like measuring food. I mean, who knows, right? But I'm learning how to combine food, and how to make food tasty, and how to meal prep and have the same meal, and for digestive reasons, and like just telling me this is what your body needs, this is how you should eat. And it was like finally this company, I sought out, you know, got the whole thing. And it was like I felt that first week, I will never forget it. That first week, I couldn't remember the amount of times I had to go to the washroom because I was peeing so much, but the amount of like, I felt full, I felt great, I slept so well, you know, I just like, my body was like, hey, welcome back, you know, you're here, we're here for you, we want to, you know, work with you. It was like, it was such an eye-opening experience. All those diets that you see are not good. And this is not a sponsored video. This is just saying that this company I sought out was absolutely amazing. They teach you the mental side of it, the physical, the emotional, the tough times. Just, you know, even if you have an injury, like especially with my knees, you know, they bothered me, but I don't have any issues anymore. And it's like, I'm stronger. I love who I see in the mirror. The weight just fell off. I kept on losing weight week after week. And it was like seeing the number again, seeing that number on the scale not be over 200, and seeing the weight that I do see now, again, being this weight 10 years ago is insane to me. Insane. Like, I've never been so thankful, so grateful, and the hard work that I put in, and constantly in the kitchen, making my food, especially for me and the children. Like me and my kids, I just feel so like I am so excited that I am able, and I'm going to be able to teach my girls that strong is beautiful. Being able to lift heavy weight, being able to last, you know, running on the field because they're playing soccer this year, to be able to eat well and eat with their mom, and this food is good for them, is like, I'm just so happy that I can give them that opportunity, and so that they don't yo-yo diet and they don't lose weight and gain weight. Like, this will be a great way that we can implement this. I can implement this life for them, you know, because I want them to live a long and healthy lifestyle, whatever that looks like. You know, we don't know the future, but we know who holds our future. So now we're here, and we are doing our first ever bodybuilding competition. If you guys didn't know that, that is, my series is on Fridays. Again, seeing the weight on the scale is so nice, and seeing how I'm looking in pictures is so motivating that I don't ever, it's funny, I had talked about Brittany about this like long time ago. Is like, we don't know this girl. This girl who was back then, who she's dead and gone. We don't want to associate with her. We don't want to be in that mindset of how she looked or how she was or how she felt, because we know in our heart this is where we are physically, emotionally, spiritually. And I'm so thankful for the time that I had with Brittany. And now we're doing this with Brett, who is amazing contest prep guy, guru. But he has been nothing but amazing with me, with like progress just with everything, even with any questions I have. He's been beyond amazing. Yeah, that's kind of my story. So currently weigh 173, which is like amazing to me. I've never been so proud. I used to weigh that when in 2020 or 2021, and then it kind of like went off the bandwagon, but it just, again, I've always maintained, like I've kind of, like if you watch my first video, which I can think it'll be up here, my road to my first competition, is that I just danced around 183. But again, I want to be this weight. I want to see how far I can push myself with this competition. And yeah, I'm just so, I know there's mindful eating. I know there is like, just eat a little bit of that. Don't eat the whole thing. I'm trying to learn like how I want to feel after eating certain things. But when you actually drink the water, make the meal, and don't be lazy and have your supplements, like, all the B12 and, vitamin D and, like the multivitamin, like all that stuff, it is so important for your health. Like, it's so crazy how I never saw that. Like, even just protein powder, for crying out loud, like after a workout, post workout, it was like, I never knew what that was. Like, I remember like being scared to walk into these supplement stores because I was like, I don't know anything. Are they going to make me feel stupid? But no, they don't. They're so willingly to help you and what you want to do in your life. And again, I never really had a trainer, but the fact that I have a trainer and nutrition and all the thing all in one is like such a great thing to have, especially nowadays. Like, if you stick to the plan, it will work out for you. So again, trust the process. Like, no weight is gonna come off in like a month. That's for sure. You losing 30 pounds in a month, that's a no-go. That's already like a red flag. And if any relationship, losing it steadily, a pound, maybe 2 pounds a week, or maybe you'll have a big drop, maybe water weight, we don't know. But resetting your metabolism, because a lot of people don't eat properly, like don't eat enough food, or they're under eating, or they eat too much. Like, it's a healthy balance of finding that sweet spot and where your calories lie. And yeah, just eat real whole foods. Like, don't eat the stuff that has nutrition facts. Like, you can eat some of that stuff, but don't eat it all the time, But yeah, I learned a lot of things along the way, and I just hope this gives you a little bit of inspiration to know that you can do anything when you put your mind to it. You are in control of your life. You are able to do something that you can do. Don't give your negative self-doubts, thoughts, the upper hand for your health. Don't allow that thought, or don't allow that you're not capable of having cookies in the house because you're gonna eat them all. No, don't ever think that. You are in control. Those cookies do not control you. They do not. You are in control. You are able to be like looking at that and saying, yeah, I can have one, and stop right there. Or you know what? I just don't want any, move it on. That's all I'm gonna say. That's kind of like all I really have time for. Again, this is my testimony, and that I wanted to put it out there. I knew I was gonna do it eventually. But again, like I just hope this gives you guys some inspiration, and hope that not to give up. I know that this worked for me, and I'm so happy, and I'm never looking back, if that makes any sense. And I'm going to continue on, persevere. And again, thank you so much for watching. If you guys have any questions, just comment down below on a question. I would love to answer it. Or if you guys have lots of questions, I could do another Q&A, a video, or anything like that. So I was thinking about like what I wanted to film, and I knew that this video was going to be really important to me to share with a lot of people. And I know that I'm not alone in this, and I know that this video will help. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys, and hopefully I didn't cry too much, okay? And you guys don't laugh at me, because I didn't think I was gonna cry or be emotional, but it just happened that way. So anyways, I love you guys so much, and we'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.